can't really move my right, so that's why I got to use my left to do all the. Okay. Enough, enough moving around. So, this is going to be a different video for me, personally. Mainly because it is about reading. Excuse me, my voice kind of messed up a little bit. On my neck for a while. I don't know what's up with me, but I've been sleeping wrong for a while now. But yeah, my neck hurts again. But I wanted to sit here and talk about Hajime no Ippo's manga because I feel like me and Ronnie talking about the anime, the original anime series, and then Champions Road, little big old special, big old 1 hour movie special.
You haven't had Pippa, have you?
No, I have not. But I remember watching all that, right? And I remember me and Chris wanted to read the manga for Hajime no Ippo so badly. And, I don't know if it's just me, but every time I pick up Hajime no Ippo as a manga, it feels. There's like this different feeling to me when I pick it up. Pick up the manga and try to read it, in comparison to watching it. Because watching it is one thing, watching all the events unfold, like Ippo versus this dude, Takamura versus that dude, Kimimura and Okita, or not Okita, I don't think, I can't remember. Look, I can't remember everyone's name. Sendo, look, fighting him. It's like, all this stuff is goated, but a part of me, every time I try to watch in the anime, I get, or not watching the anime, in the manga, I don't know, it's just, for me, as an Hajime no Ippo fan of the anime and stuff, I don't know, a part of me just feels like the creator of Hajime no Ippo, and this could change. I want to, before I continue, this could change very drastically, with certain chapters or certain character developments or whatever. I don't know. It just feels like it's going on for a really long time. I mean, the dude that created Hajime no Ippo has been making this manga for 35 years. Still making that manga every day. I don't know how, ever since like 1989, I'm like, this dude, I mean, he's got some serious determination on some One Piece determination level shits with the story, but a part of me is not, a part of me is happy, but a part of me isn't happy because, like, every time I interact with Hajime no Ippo, I always get spoiled on shit too. I think this is the whole reason why I enjoy the manga like less and less and less the more times I see it, like Sendo going out of his way doing this in the story, or Ippo's entire retirement arc, or us still not getting Ippo versus Miata, and it's like, holy shit, dude. It's like, I don't know, again, I think it might just be a me thing, and I remember Chris was feeling this too a little bit. But I don't know if he still feels this way now, so just keep this in mind. I'm only using my own thoughts, and these are still my thoughts on the Ippo manga. Not sure about my buddies, but I don't think I enjoy reading Hajime no Ippo as much as I do watching it. And I think I've realized that for a long time now. Like when every time I try to read it, try to read the action that's going on, like Ippo versus the dude that put Ippo in retirement, or watching Ippo not be able to properly box. It's like I want to watch those moments, on the big screen with Chris on Crunchyroll. I want to see like Ippo go through shit. I want to see that. I don't want to read about it. It kind of gives me that vibe with Bleach, Thousand Year Blood War, like back then when you were forced to read if you want to continue the story of Bleach after the anime ended forever ago. You were forced to read if you really gave a fuck, if you really cared, or if you really wanted to continue the story. You were forced to read the manga to figure out what the hell's going on with the characters. How strong are they? What's improved? What's not improved? What's the situation? What you got going on? And it's like, dude, I don't want to go out of my way and read hundreds upon hundreds of chapters just to find out what happens to Ippo. I mean, you got people on a regular in the Hajime no Ippo community that are posting video after video after video after video after video after video about characters fighting each other, or certain characters fighting each other, like Sendo versus the dude that put Ippo in retirement, or the dude's student that put Ippo into retirement, or you got Sendo and Ippo's trainers or little trainees that are boxing now. And it's like, dude, the literal manga is called Ippo the Fighting. It isn't about, like, the whole manga, or at least the idea of it, right, is all about Ippo and his story going through his days of boxing. Not, I don't know. It's like, don't get me wrong. I love Takamura. I love everyone at the Kamigawa gym. I love all the other characters Hajime no Ippo has introduced to us. But a part of me is like, dude, I don't want to read about this shit, but I'm forced to read. Or, it's funny. I remember when I played hold on. I remember when I played Victorious Boxers, Victorious Boxers Revolution, to find out, like, some of these fights and to continue the story, of Hajime no Ippo, like, Ippo's actual story. I had to play the game to find out, This game goes beyond Champions Road, When I found that out and just kept playing over and over and over and over and over again, a part of me was so happy to keep going, but a part of me was like, bro, I think the reason I'm so into it is because I'm watching, Ippo go through the fact that the Dempsey roll, the original version of the Dempsey roll isn't going to work anymore. Ippo needs to come up with a new version. The fight with Miyata, I need to see that. I need to see that shit happen. Like, literally on part 2 of my Victorious Boxers Revolution gameplay series that I've been doing, I haven't done a part 3, and I can explain why here. It's because I haven't done a part 3 because of the fact that, me and Chris need to watch the anime, and Chris was kind of upset that I kind of continued, playing the game past Champions Road, because I wanted to know what the hell was going on. I kind of wanted to beat the game. I still want to beat the game, so they don't have Punch Out anymore. So it's kind of like, man, this is the only boxing game that give a shit up. Toro, what's up, man? Morning. Just talking about Hajime no Ippo's manga and how, for me, it's always going to be a weird read, no matter how many times I do my best to not get into it. Like, or not do my best not to get into it. What I mean is, I hate how I'm forced to read it and read chapters of people boxing and understanding what's going on and then not understanding what's going on, because all I see is whenever I try to read, I try to find on the internet all the time, like, hey, what chapter was... And there were some periods in my life, and I know this is my experience everywhere, but there were so many times where I'm always trying to look up on Google, like, hey, which manga chapter was Sendo versus Ippo 2? Because that's where the OG anime left off at. And I was going to read what happened there, and then I tried to look up what chapter was Champions Road, like, where after that, so I could just read that. But people are always like talking about, oh, Sendo versus this, Sendo versus that, and that berates everything on fucking Google when I'm just trying to look up where should I go because I don't want to just reread the same shit that I already watched in the anime. So that's another reason why I'm like, dude, the manga, I gotta read that. It's just, to me, like I said, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say the manga, Hajime no Ippo's manga, is bad. It's not a bad manga. It's not bad at all. But it's just, there's so many chapters for me to read. And I know One Piece has a lot of chapters too. Why do you think I don't read the One Piece manga? I don't read the One Piece manga because of multiple factors, which I might have to make my experience on. But like up to current date manga, like I'll read all the older stuff, but I won't read all like the newer stuff. It's a little different over there for One Piece. But again, to really explain and emphasize why I don't really like reading Hajime no Ippo is because when you're boxing people, you don't want to just, you want to hear about it, but you only want to hear about it to a certain extent. You know what I mean? Whenever two people are boxing that you think are goated, do you want to read about it in the news or do you want to watch it on the big screen? Or do you want to go over to the boxing event and watch it? I'll let you guess that. Give you like 5 seconds. Ding, 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 ding. You'd want to go and watch it. You would want to watch Ippo versus Mashiba or Mashiba versus this dude that's happening in the manga right now or 2 months ago from the uploader or whatever. And I'm sitting there like, dude, how can you guys be hyped for this manga when shit is constantly being spoiled for you, when, you know, you guys probably have to wait weeks upon weeks to get new chapters, and it's like, I don't know. And I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like the reason why I also don't like the manga is because I felt like the anime had one of the best endings in terms of the original anime. We still haven't watched Rising or New Challenger, so I'm not sure what endings those are. But I think the original anime, when they ended it on Sendo 2, was one of the best and like one of the best final boss fights. You know, not final boss, but one of the best ending fights you could put on in anime history, in my opinion. And it's like we go from that fight to, or Dante. Dante could have been, Ippo versus Dante could have been a great end for the original anime, or Sendo versus Ippo, you know, Sendo versus Ippo 2, you know, that was also like a great fight to end on. But it's like after that, you know, and I did Champions Road, you guys know how me and Chris hyped that shit up. We loved that fight, you know, because we haven't watched Ippo, we haven't touched it. So it's like not seeing Ippo do anything was crazy, you know, and all that stuff. But I don't know, to me, for just reading it, and it even sucks for me in the anime too, because in the anime too, you know, I'm getting spoiled by watching different clips, because there's Crunchyroll clips that get spoiled to me online all the time, you know, the video game, like I said, that I was playing, you know, kind of spoiled me, you know, and stuff that happened in Rising / New Challenger and stuff, and it's like, man, that is cool. Like, that stuff is cool. Like, watching it, maybe playing it, that stuff's cool. But kind of reading it, I don't know. I don't think it has the same impact as watching it, in my opinion. And like I said, this opinion could very much change, you know, if I see, like, Ippo do some of the craziest upon craziest shit in the ring or something or whatever. But, again, for me, I just feel like, you know, my boy Ippo, I don't know. I just feel like reading his manga just isn't really it. And I've tried multiple times to read it, but I always feel this sort of awkwardness or this sort of feeling in my heart that it's just not it, dude. Just watch the anime, play the game, all that stuff, because it's like it doesn't matter how far you get in the manga. It's like there's always going to be new chapters releasing, you know, you're never really going to see the true end of this story. And the one thing I really hope and pray for that does not happen, okay? I really hope we do not have a berserk situation where the original creator of the series passed away, and he doesn't have any notes. He doesn't have any. Yeah, he doesn't have any notes. He doesn't have anything to like continue the story off of. You know, and some guy is gonna have to come in and just try to assume what the original author wanted. That's something I really do not want to happen to Hajime no Ippo, even though I do not like reading the manga sometimes, or for right now anyway. I just don't want that to happen to him. I want him to finish his story, give us one of the most legendary boxing series of all time, and he already has. That's the crazy part, is even without spending like a good chunk of his life, he could have ended it forever ago, and yet it still would have went down as one of the greatest boxing things ever, because Hajime no Ippo arguably is one of the best sports anime you can watch, bro, because it can hook you, it can entice you. You don't even need to know about boxing, because it will teach you boxing techniques, it will teach you all that stuff, and it's so cool that it will teach you how it works, how it's done, why this character is intimidating. It'll teach you all those things, and I bet the manga goes in more detail sometimes than the anime does, or the anime tries to go even more in depth. I don't know. I don't know how it works. So like I said, me and the manga, we have a wonky relationship. So, but you get my point, though, right? It's like, dude, you've already crafted one of the most legendary series. I think it's a good time for you to stop, or it's a good time for you, because, like I said, there's still people out there watching your OG anime. There's people that are still watching Rising. There's people still watching New Challenger. There's people that are wanting a season fucking 4, of Hajime no Ippo, just in general, just so you can continue the fight, so people can get to continue watching your stuff. Because don't get me wrong, there's people that loved reading it, but there's people that also want to watch it too, that also want to get a refresher and watch it too. And that's kind of me right now. Like, don't get me wrong, I know me and the manga had some wonky shit, but there was some really cool shit in the Hajime no Ippo manga that I would like to see animated as a fight. Like, for example, by the way, this is spoiler alert. If you haven't read the manga, go read the manga. But seeing Volg come back, into Hajime no Ippo in general, to fight this retired but improved Ippo was so cool. And it's like, I miss Volg, because Volg's send-off from the first anime series was fucking sad. So to see him come back, that is cool. I would like to see that animated. Or Takamura versus, whatever crazy dude in the manga. Or I would like to see the fight that Ippo just got destroyed and devastated in. Like the fight that made him retire. I would like to see that animated. There's so much stuff that I would like to see Hajime no Ippo's manga do, but in anime form, it's not even funny. And I get it, though. I get it why the creator of Hajime no Ippo is kind of keeps going with the manga, because he knows, and everyone knows, that boxing is still a big thing, but it's nowhere near as big as before. And it's like, I feel like, I don't know if this is what the creator thinks, I'm just making a wild assumption, but I think the creator thinks of himself in his story, which this is fair and kind of true. He's one of the biggest thing boxing has left in terms of storytelling and stories that can come out. He has one of the biggest boxing stories going on that's still ongoing today, all these years later. And it's like, damn. If that's one of the reasons why he doesn't want to end his manga, I think I can understand. Because as you guys know, boxing in this day and age, this scene, it is nowhere near as entertaining. It is nowhere near as fun. I mean, look what happened when Jake Paul and Mike Tyson had their fight. It was laughable at best. It was a joke fight. It was a joke match. You know, and it's like, it's stupid. Really stupid that fight happened. So it's like, and Hajime no Ippo sees that fight and is like, nah, man, this is a joke. I'm going to keep writing my story because I got a lot of stories in my head I could tell, for one. And two, I want to keep going because I feel like my idea of boxing should still, I still have my ideas for boxing to be shown off to the world. And characters that haven't fought yet or gotten their character development happen. So I need to keep writing this shit until I'm absolutely satisfied, you know, with each and every single character's story arcs and everything. So that way I can walk away from this manga saying I don't need to change a damn thing. And I think that's why he's still going, because there's still a lot of things that he needs to get done. A lot of things that he needs to put in his story so it can actually be complete. I think that's why Hajime no Ippo is still going all these years later, even in 2025. Man, if that's the case, I mean, all I wish for is the creator of Hajime no Ippo to really take care of himself and keep working hard for the fans that keep reading your shit on a weekly basis. Japan, in America, and even other places around the world. And I pray the best that your manga just stays afloat. You know, you're forever going to have an audience. And I also love, and I can respect the creator of Hajime no Ippo, like, even though boxing his, the scene that he created his manga around isn't as hype anymore, that hasn't, like, deterred him from making the manga. So shout outs to him. Anyways, I made this video 21 minutes. My bad. I didn't mean to make it. I was going to try to make it 10 to 15, but I made it 21. Lord Draco, welcome to stream. Thank you for being a member for longer than 6 months. I appreciate that. Guys, like, comment, subscribe, favorite, share with your friends. Let me know how you guys feel about reading Hajime no Ippo, or did you guys have just a weird experience reading Hajime no Ippo as I did? Or did you guys, like, spend weeks benching it so you guys can catch up? And are you guys still playing catch up with the manga? Like, what is your feelings towards Hajime no Ippo's manga? And do you guys agree with some of the things I said? Do you guys disagree with everything or some of the things I said? Let me know down below when this stream is fully uploaded. Anyways, have a good day. I'll see you guys later when I play Stanley Parable. Don't know when that'll be, but I'm gonna play it. So, anyways, deuces.